impulse engines.
I'll get Scotty
Oh
on
my
the end. I'll
God,
get
no, we're
Scotty on
already
the engine.
live. We're already live. Yay, and we're
Oh, we're live?
back. It's only been a few weeks. Basically, if anybody didn't already know, I had hernia surgery, and I have been doing this solid for 6+ years. Well, almost 7 years, and I just needed a few weeks off, to be honest with you. And I wanted to rest because the doctor told me I wasn't supposed to lift anything over 20 pounds and all this stuff. And so basically, I had to, chill out in the bedroom and watch TV.
I'm under that
So,
same restriction.
oh, you
I
got
have
a
a I have I have a sublingual hernia. I've had it for like 2 years.
Oh wow. Well, mine was pushing out through my belly button, like it had turned me from an innie to an outie.
Guy at work had that same one just like 6 months ago.
So I was like, nope, I'm going to go ahead and get this taken care of. And plus, they did some things here and there and took care of that. But first off, let me roll over here.
I'm a double hernia survivor.
Oh, God.
Oh man.
Where's my thing we go? Let me roll over here in the chat real quick. We can see East Coast Thrills. Dusty came in early. Jody was also right behind him. And here we go. David from AZ Drone Dudes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And here Warren Akira Show is in the house. Glad to have you. John, glad to see you as well. No. I don't be Billy Kyle has got the Billy. He's got the Y. I'm too old for that. I only have the Y. I'm wireless now. Let's see. Matt Propsy saying hi to you. Randy is here on the panel with us from now on. Thank goodness. And if anybody didn't notice, Caleb is here, but you can see that Dale is here. Where their businesses are kind of thriving right now, they will kind of be more of guest appearances, and they'll kind of put their input in when they can, because sometimes they'll find out the last minute they got to go do a job. So I was trying to plan around that, and they'll just kind of be guests that when they're able to pop in, they'll send me a message and let me know, and then I'll bring them in with us. Just give y'all a heads up on what's going on. Let's see, where am I going? The Pro Cut, good to see you as well. Eddie Nunez, glad to see you very much, and thank you for coming over from the Fly for Fun show. Let's see if I missed anybody. Captain Joe, glad to have you in the house as well. Keep rolling. Rose, good to see you. Thank you for coming in, ma'am. No. Bob Casey, United We Drone, good to see you. Uncle Bill's Toys. Oh, let me go back and say that again. We need to show it so that it's not so fast. Thank you. And then thank you very much, Bill, for coming in and telling me welcome back. I appreciate it. And then Bob Casey is talking. Warren's talking to Bob. Art, glad to see you. Glad to have you here. Rolling. Any new names I've missed? Nemo! Thank you, Gary. Gary's in the house. Glad to see you, Gary. Thank you very much. And here's Dusty coming back in at the bottom end to let us know. If you all didn't notice, and I hope you get a chance, if you get a chance to look at the replay, if you didn't already know about it, DeMarco clued everybody in onto the fact that Scott Nadeau is going through some chemotherapy and stuff right now. So all the other drone shows, everywhere else that you see stuff going on, please keep Scott Nadeau in your thoughts. Reach out to him, let him know you're thinking about him, tell him that you want him to heal as quickly as possible, and get back to flying and having a good time like the rest of us do. Okay? Appreciate it. Okay, so basically what we're going to talk about on the show tonight, we're going to talk about the the Mini 4 Pro and the Air 3 updates where they're using the new equipment that just came out, the Avata 2 firmware update and what that might have with it. Of course, we've got to bring up the Insta360 X4 and find out if anybody purchased it or if they even thought it was worth purchasing. And since we've got Lloyd here tonight and Ron Brown here tonight, we thought we would get a first-hand recap from them on what the South Florida Drone Meetup was like. So that's kind of what all's going on, and everybody can kind of jump in with their thoughts and questions and stuff, and we'll try to get as many from the chat, from the chat and everything. So what would you all like to open with? You want to go into the Mini 4 Pro and the Air 3 updates and what that was for?
That's a good start, Bill. I think that's very relevant to a lot of people in the community. People have been, of course, they like to see their drones get updated to the latest equipment. So it's nice that almost out of the box, the Goggles 3 and the Motion 3 controller are now compatible with the Mini 4 Pro and the Air 3. And I think the big thing here, Bill, now you can even fly your camera drones, the two I just mentioned, with their standard controllers with the goggles, you are not forced to use the Motion 3.
Yeah, that is super cool.
Uh,
That's
yeah,
the big one right there.
yeah.
I also want to shout out Mike Wright, Texas ARC drone guy, is here in the house with us, and Scott Jackrabbit FPV is also in the house. Glad to have you in the house with us. So, is it something that everybody thinks is beneficial? Something that you would think is worthwhile? So it's really
Yeah.
cool that this early, considering the Avata just came out Tuesday last week, or Thursday last week, Thursday last week,
Yeah.
Thursday last week, and now, which is totally unusual for DJI if you think about it.
Yeah.
Usually they make everybody wait 3, 4, 6 months before they start allowing these things to be compatible.
When the whole community complains, yeah.
Yeah, usually, but
Right.
it's really cool that they did this out of the box, and that kind of flows back into my theory that there's going to be a Mavic 4 sooner than everybody else thinks there's going to be. But that's just
remember,
me.
you had a Freudian slip a couple of minutes ago when you called the Mini 4 the Mavic 4. So
Well,
you let it out already, Bill.
I can't see DJI walking away from the table if there's absolutely any worry that they could potentially be banned in the future. I think we're just going to start seeing them something new coming out every 4 or 5 months until either they get the door slammed on them, or until the market's so saturated, everybody else just was nope, we're done.
So
I agree with that.
You'd hate to see the Mavic 4 come out as a Cohita drone first.
What does anybody else think of that?
I mean, did
Of
you
that
also
theory?
see, Bill, the Mini 4K in the app?
The
Yes,
Mini 4K. Oh, so really they're going to do like a low grade, like with the cheap motors and everything, but it's going to be 4K instead of the Bobo that the original was?
I don't know, like the replacement for the Mini SE or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's what Dale's referring to when you go into Flap and you select what drone you're going to fly with. The Mini 4K is one of the drones you can select.
Oh, so that's what. So in basically the what was the SE? Did it shoot in 4K?
2.7.
Okay, so yeah, there's a perfect reason they're just going to upgrade that level. So apparently that's probably going to be Jerry Bauer. Glad to have you in the house as well. Mark White, good to see you. God bless America. I went through the names too fast again. I will slow down. Wait a minute. I will go back. Jerry, thank you very much. Glad to have you here. God bless America. Thank you very much. Glad to have you here. Mark, we're absolutely glad to have you here as well. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming in. And if you don't mind, please hit the like button. And if you aren't already subscribed, we'd appreciate that too, because I intend to do a few more of these now that I feel a little bit better. Let's see.
Bill's very excited. Did you have coffee today, or are you drinking the energy?
No, I had no drinking energy. I've just drank. I've had actually 2 of these today, and I went and had sushi today. I had a new roll called what was it? Popcorn lobster roll, and it
sounds
was
pretty good.
really
Deep fried
bad.
popcorn lobster and then added to whatever. Okay.
Yeah. And then basically what it was kind of like a California roll with, like you said, they took a 4-ounce lobster, chopped it up, breaded it, fried it, and then put it on top of it with some of the sauces and stuff on it. So yeah, I tore it all to pieces.
Oh boy, well,
I could imagine.
Well, I always get 2 California rolls, and then I ordered this just because my eyeballs got so big, and my wife was like, "You're not ever going to eat that." And I was like, "Well, I'll take it home." So anyway, I ate it one right before we went out live, but I haven't had any Red Bull. Although I have a Red Bull in the fridge. Should I get you a Red Bull? Maybe I should get a Red Bull. I don't know. Red Bull might be nice.
Hey, I see Thomas Baker, AKTEBD, popped up in chat. Have we welcomed him yet?
No, we have not, and we're glad to see you in the house. Thomas Baker, aka TEB Drone, right?
To
Is
fly.
that right? Oh, Drone Flyer? Okay, Drone Flyer. I'm looking over here, and I'm looking over here. I'm trying to see which one's right.
Yeah. I don't know what the TEB stands for, but we'll find out.
Well, I would assume Thomas, like Edward or something, Baker. You know?
Yeah.
TEB, maybe?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm assuming anyway. See? What do y'all think? Okay, now we're talking about
But
people's
it's-
names. Sorry,
yeah,
don't want to offend anybody. Okay, so like Ron was talking about, we've already discussed. I mentioned what I thought about the reason I thought that the Mavic 4 was going to be coming out later this year, amongst other drones. And then Dale pointed out to us about how now in the app there is a mini 4K, did you say? Or a mini
Yeah.
4K, Ron?
No,
Which
Mini
one?
4K.
Mini 4K. So basically, they've just gotten rid of the SE and they're going to make anything. So you'll have the mini. Well, I don't think they're going to make it 5K. So I don't know. We'll have to wait to see what it is when it comes out.
So if it's already in a Fly app, I suspect we're going to see that in the near future.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, see you go. There you go.
And
There's
the
DEB.
Mini SE2 is already what? It's over a year old already.
They just
Oh.
discounted it out too, I think.
Okay.
One of my best friends' middle name is Eugene. Also, thank you very much, Art.
Thanks, Art.
Johnny Drone Flyer in the house. Thank you very much for sending people our way. We appreciate it, good sir. Hope you're having a fine evening. I can hear him saying, I just wanted to come in and say hi, but I want to go fly my Avata too.
I'd actually like to know a little bit more about that update because, while we got our Avata 2 set up, I did not get a chance to fly it yet.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Left before the update was released. So,
well, see, here's the thing about it. I, like Randy was earlier, was having difficulty updating, hooking it up to the phone and doing it that way. But Assistant 2 has been updated. So you can easily do each individual component. But what I didn't realize was that you had to bind one controller at a time. So like if you got the controller, it comes bound to the headset, the goggles, the drone, and the Motion 3. Okay, but then you have to cut the Motion 3 off and then bind it to the controller.
Yes.
And then redo it again to get it to activate the controller.
Right.
Okay, but then you can actually use Assistant 2 to upgrade each one of those components individually after that.
Yeah.
See,
I did it the way just with the phone, and it went fast. I think I got everything updated in like 15, 20 minutes using the phone.
Well, I think I figured out what my problem was. Well, not like, it's kind of stupid. But I had realized I had left the Motion 3 controller on.
Okay,
so it was like, wait a minute.
Let me throw in there. I do not have the DJI FPV controller 3, so it's simpler for me.
Right, because they come bound out of the box.
That's where I messed up. I started out with the RC FPV 3, and I haven't even turned the motion controller on. So I tried to activate it with the RC 3, and now I got the FlySafe database updated, but it keeps saying update country origin code.
Okay, bind it to your goggles and then go back into your app. Did you bind the RC3 to the goggles?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. What do you think, Ron?
I recommend, I don't know if I can help Randy, but I recommend anybody that gets the DJI FPV 3 controller, put that to the side. Just update everything with the Motion 3, and then when you got everything good, then stick the DJI FPV 3 controller in Assistant 2. Do it all by itself.
But you're gonna have to did it activate the Motion 3? I mean the controller?
Well, yeah, the controller activated.
Okay, yeah.
Now that's weird. It
keeps
should
like
work.
Getting low satellites, like it won't go above 10 satellites, and it says range limited.
Because it wants the country code.
Yeah, that's what he said. It's wanting the country code.
Wow. Sounds like you need to put a ticket in the DJI help.
Yeah. But if he logs into Assistant 2 and hooks it up, will it work that way?
It could, possibly.
So you're trying to bind or update which one?
He never updated.
I got everything bound up, and the motor started with the FPV RC3, but it keeps saying limited distance, update country origin code, and it's not getting above 10 satellites.
Interesting.
That is kind of twisted. Mark White is asking, is it still in beginner mode?
Well,
I think I haven't switched it out of
yeah,
beginner mode. So
and
it's
Mark, the
still-
being in beginner mode didn't do anything to the salads or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I mean that just makes it fly as slow as possible, but it still got all the salads and everything in, and it didn't. You don't get any country of origin thing with beginner mode.
I'm just. Did you turn on the motion controller at all?
I got it on right now. I haven't turned it on until just now.
Okay, and
Right.
did it bind to? Did it act like it was bound?
Yeah, it's going through the motions right now.
Okay.
So that's what I'm wondering. If it's just it's thought it was bound, the controller three it somehow got rebound to the motion controller. I don't know. Strange.
But no matter what the controller is you still shouldn't have the not being able to get salads. So that had nothing to do with what controller's hooked up to it.
Yeah, I don't understand that one either. Could
Yeah,
be where he's inside though.
that's a good
Bill,
point.
this is an offshoot. This is really pertinent to this conversation. But I found that the Avata 2 gets salads in much quicker than the Avata 1 and gets more salads. And I know that's all regional. All depends on where you live.
Because they
But where I
got the
live, for sure,
contract back, I
it's
do
much
believe they're
better
using
at acquiring salads than the Avata 1.
it's using two satellites now instead of just the one. They use what is it? Beidou is theirs, and then they got access to the Russian satellite again.
Don't
we
say.
realize.
Are you going to say Galileo at some point?
Well, no, Galileo is already hooked up to.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, they're
Remember-
accessing the GLONASS satellites.
There you go. Yeah, they got that's
The
what's
good
all
Russian
hooked up.
ones.
It's all hooked up again. Yeah,
I like the good Russian salads.
the good Russian satellites and the good Chinese satellites.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is our technology is just old. That's what it's just old.
Okay. Well,
Of course, we did
Well,
put the one new one up. So we got that one. Now.
we'll catch up.
Galileo
Don't
is
worry.
new,
Don't
but
worry,
that's
Bill.
that's
We'll
that's
get 'em.
European though.
Yeah, somebody in the chat asked, does Randy have his phone connected to the goggles?
Yeah, it's connected. It's
Okay.
going
Plugged
through the
in.
motion.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh wow, mine never did anything like that. Of course, I did mine on assistant too.
Yeah. Well, see, I'd forgot about the beginner mode from when I set up my Avata 1. And so yesterday I was out flying and the wind was pretty stiff. And I thought it was the wind holding me back until today I turned it back on and was flying it without no wind. And I realized that.
Wait a minute, hang on. I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to cut you off, Floyd.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
See, Johnny's saying, Randy, make sure it's not in beginner mode. And then
Right.
Jody's saying you have to go down like 5.
Go down to like, what's that mean?
That's what I'm trying to. That's what I wasn't like I said. I wasn't trying to cut Lloyd off, but there's like they're giving us cures, and
You
I'm
need
like
tips
I
here,
wanted to
yeah,
get them
yeah.
out there. Yeah, and okay, David said connected to the.
Okay, it just asked me. I said speed limited in beginner mode, and I just disabled that.
Good,
Hey,
good.
there we go.
Good.
But
And-
it's still showing the country code.
Yeah, that guy, the beginner mode's
No,
got nothing with country
he's saying
code,
yeah,
country
he's
origin.
it's still wanting that. Charles Galuski, glad to have you in the house.
Is there anything on the phone that it says?
No, it's got the camera view. It just says it says make sure surrounding area is safe and press lock button twice to start propellers.
Yeah.
But you're still limited in height, or you're not.
I'm assuming, but it says it's only got 8 satellites. 9 now.
Oh, okay. So we technically won't know until you have access to more satellite. Yeah,
I'll
see,
take it out.
Johnny's saying
tomorrow.
it's because you're inside.
Okay.
Well, walk over to the nearest window, Randy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stick it by the nearest window.
Yeah, or go out. If you go outside and you're gone for 30 minutes, we'll know what happened.
We'll
Hey,
know
that works.
it's working, and you got a great flight in.
It's got 12
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It's
that's probably
working.
the problem. But I still don't understand that country code not updated thing.
Yeah, I don't like that.
It's kind of weird.
Okay, and Stevie's saying, I haven't turned on the motion control 3. I did everything. Oh, okay. He did his with the new FPV controller 3.
Okay. So that my theory's wrong.
Well, no, he's got the goggles, or he's got them connected to the headset. I mean, yeah, to the phone. The phone is actually connected to the goggles, and he's got it toggled off. I did know that Did y'all remember the OTC cable made a comeback with this drone?
It was in the Avata one too, Bill.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
didn't know
yeah.
that.
The
I didn't
OTT
know
was in
that.
the Avata
I
one
just
too.
thought that was because that's back in the Phantom days.
I
Man.
know. Yeah, you could just go on and got your Phantom 4 one if you lost this one.
Wait a minute. Y'all
Now,
talk
how
about.
do you fire the propellers up with this thing? I know.
Double click the
Double
orange
click
button
the
twice.
orange button.
There you go. I hear him. And the
Then
raise it,
And then
and the
then
raise it, hit the orange button, hit it and hold it, and it'll raise up in the
okay,
air.
I don't I don't want to do that.
Okay,
How do you cut them off?
Ron.
that's a good question.
Hey, Ron.
Oh
double
yeah,
click.
there it is, there it is.
I think double click again. That'll
Oh
work.
yeah, that's it. There you go, Randy. Good.
Hey, all
Good
right.
thinking.
Yeah, nobody lost any fingers. Good.
No, it's nice to have those inducted props.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that with my Air 3.
Hey, I know we're going to get to it in a minute, but to see about losing figures, Bill, Lloyd, you probably saw this. Hot Rod in Daytona
Rod, yeah,
almost lost some fingers Saturday at the meetup.
Yeah, I heard that it armed in his hand.
yeah.
Well, he
It's
Well,
gone.
accidentally hit the arm button, I believe.
yeah.
It's gone.
He had the
Oh,
he
no
was
limits, no
he was
country
holding
code.
the drone. Oh, go ahead.
Nope.
No.
Yeah, sorry,
He's
Lloyd.
got it. It all worked now. Go
Yeah,
ahead,
it's
Lloyd.
gone since I fired it up.
Oh, that's all it needed, huh?
That's what it looks like. It says it's not there no more.
Okay.
Well, just hope it
Sweet.
doesn't come back at any point, but that's great.
Excellent.
Because I
Yeah, it
never
just
saw
says
the
got.
country of origin thing at any point in my process.
Okay, so
It's just got
Lloyd,
that warning.
okay,
Just
yeah.
a warning about surrounding area and goggle compass interference.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
But
Yeah.
it seems to be pretty good.
yeah. You can't get those goggles near any metal, or they say interference.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and segue from here since he brought it up. Let's go ahead. We'll discuss what happened with Rod, and then you and Ron can kind of tell us how. Like Lloyd, you go first and tell us what your experience was arriving at the meetup and who you ran into and what all went on, and then Ron can like fill in the parts because I know he's a veteran.
Right. Right.
Well, you've been a
Well,
couple of times, haven't you, Lloyd? Is this the first time or?
no, this is the first one I've
Okay,
ever been
okay.
to.
So yeah, Ron's a veteran.
Yeah, this is my first
And
one.
Lloyd, and I'm one of the first people Lloyd saw already after Mike picked you up. Because
Yeah,
Bill, we had a little mini meetup. We had a meetup before the meetup.
the night I came in on Thursday, and Mike Wright picked myself up and Bob Dempsey, and we flew down to Jupiter and met. We hadn't even gone to the hotel yet. We just flew to Jupiter, or drove to Jupiter, and met up with Ron and several of the other guys. And then Friday morning we got up and we
Drove
did
up
the
to Central
sunset
Beach.
Thursday evening. Got up Friday morning and did another meet out there
Meetup,
at
yeah,
the
mini
Jupiter
meetup,
Lighthouse.
yeah.
And then we went out to dinner, and then went to our hotels and
Oh, somebody's pizza's there.
do what? Oh, yeah. Well, that was that was on Saturday, but on Friday we all basically traveled down to the hotel down at Stewart.
And went to,
And
went to Sticks Bowling Alley. But is that the day we took you to the Burger Shack?
yeah, that was
Yeah,
the
we
day we
went to
went
the
to the
Burger.
Burger.
I
Yeah,
know all the good spots at Jupiter. Took them to the Burger Shack, which is right
yeah,
near Newbury Park.
yeah, and it was good too. It was delicious, and I got to meet all the guys that I see in my chat: Philip, Coach Ron Brown, Marcus, Ken Dono, Billy Kyle. They showed
Johnny,
up
yeah,
down at Sticks. They showed
yeah,
up. Lon Denard,
Ron Denard.
of course, Uncle Bill was there, and for the first part of the trip, Mike was my Uber driver, and then it was Jim Beauchart.
How'd you get back to Fort Lauderdale?
Uncle Bill took me.
Oh, great.
Yeah, he took me.
Okay.
We all met up at the hotel. Sorry, we'll kill that dog. Anyways, we all
So
met
there.
up at the hotel that morning and said goodbye to Jim Beauchart and
Judy
Jordy.
going, why the hell did you buy that drone?
She's probably going to haunt me in my dreams for a while because I'm going to pay for that one, I'm sure. So, but yeah, she's probably just exactly. I told you not to be spending extra money, But anyways, but yeah, it was what I needed. It was fun. I met Captain Ray. I can't even remember all of them because everybody there I was looking forward to meeting. I saw I went out and flew with Dan and Rodney Bell.
Those guys, those guys.
Yeah, those guys and Tony Faziz.
Tony Paz, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, or however you say his name, and his daughter, and yeah, we had a ball. The only thing was is I had not flown my Avata one in a while, and like Randy was trying to figure out how to start it, I went through the same thing. Uh, like, oh, you got to press the button twice because I only fly with the Winker. So
Right.
and I know it's better than the other name, okay?
Yeah.
You know, but anyways, I only fly with the motion controller. So and so we went out there and did some FPV, but I forgot to hit the record button or I didn't have it. Something happened, so I got about 5 still photos of my feet, and that was about it.
Oh.
We've all been there, Lloyd.
Oh, I was so frustrated, but I got a lot of. I'm in a lot of pictures. I think I photobombed everybody that was getting picture taken out there. So
I
mean,
got some nice shots of you, Lloyd. I'll get them edited one of these years or whatever.
well, like I said, I think I photobombed anybody. Anytime I saw a camera out, I just hobble over there with my cane and and
No, I got one of Lloyd. He's Lloyd's dressed in black, and I have him against silhouette or whatever. That's going to come out good when I edit it, Lloyd. At the
Was he
park
singing?
there.
Was he humming Johnny Cash tunes?
Well, he could. I'll put that if I put it on Instagram. I'll put that music in the background. Yeah,
oh yeah, because when I went out there, I had on my cowboy hat, my black cowboy boots,
and
a black
I
western
got you in
shirt,
silhouette
and
dress like
jacket.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I definitely.
So either
Uh,
Johnny Cash or Richard Petty.
yeah, one of the two. Yeah, I could
A
have.
combination of both of
There
them.
we go.
Yeah, Richard Cash. There we go.
Yeah, even better. Okay, so what I mean, okay, like you filled in a little bit. So you flew from Oklahoma to Fort Lauderdale?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I flew from Tulsa, Oklahoma, landed in Houston, had about an hour and a half layover there, and then got on the bigger jet from Houston and flew into Fort Lauderdale. And Michael and Bob Dempsey and I both we flew two different airlines, obviously, because he was coming from Nevada.
Yeah.
But we both landed there at the airport, and Mike Wright came there to pick us up. And the problem was keeping up with Bob Dempsey because he's literally gets lost in the crowd, so it's hard to keep. And as he was sending me pictures of where he was at, well, he didn't tell me where he's at. He just sent me this picture, and they all look alike to me. They're all just a bunch of scribbled signs. So
Right.
finally, I called him. I said, "Where are you at?" I said, "Just stay where you're at, and I'll come out and find you." And he was like 10 feet from where I just gone in. And then Mike Wright was trying to find us, and I said it's real easy. Look for the guy dressed in black and Santa Claus. I said we're the only two couples like that out here, so just look
Right,
for
right.
it.
You guys
Yeah.
don't blend. You guys don't blend in very well at the airport.
No, we didn't. We didn't blend in well at that airport, but yeah, and it was just a lot of fun. I was dead tired, and I'm still tired. Uh, Getting all those old people together and getting them to decide which way to go and what directions, like herding cats. Like, good God,
But
like,
remember, Lloyd, when you're in Florida, you're not an old person.
And-
Florida.
and
We're like
welcome,
middle-aged
Dre.
in Florida.
Welcome,
Yeah.
Dre, with the best comment of the night.
yeah, yeah. It was
Put a bell on Bob Dempsey.
yeah, it was put a bill on Bob Dempsey. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I said we need to keep the
And
leash on.
I was with Mike Ray flying when he left to go pick you guys up.
Oh, were you? Okay.
Yeah, I was flying with him when he said,
Yeah.
I better go pick Lloyd and Art up.
Yeah.
Lloyd and
Bob.
Bob up.
Yeah. Yeah. Air tag. That's what we now and, it was we had a lot of fun. We stopped off at McDonald's and did that, and then I ate more. I probably gained 10 pounds down there. Just because they kept going to all these really nice
I
places.
know we ate good, didn't we, Lloyd?
Oh
Yeah.
my God,
Yeah.
food was unbelievable. And of course, the final day that we were all more or less together, we went to Castaways and had the most unbelievable waitress you could imagine. So I'll let Ron tell about that part of it.
Well, I didn't make it to Castaways.
Oh,
so
you didn't?
was Castaways the barbecue joint?
Apparently,
That
Lloyd was so enamored with the waitress, he didn't even realize
He didn't know if I
Rod
was
was
there or not, Bill.
yeah, no, man. I thought you made it that day.
Sunday, the Europeans didn't get good steaks on
No,
Saturday
no,
night,
this
so
was this
we
was
took it to
on
the Outback Steakhouse.
no, this was on Monday.
Oh, Monday, yeah. I left. I checked out of the hotel
Okay, all right.
and left
Well,
on Monday. Yeah,
see
yeah.
that? Well, there was 12 of us sitting around the table. I couldn't keep track of all of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we had a waitress. Her name is Morgan, I believe, Megan or Morgan. I can't remember
You
now.
got her phone number?
No, but I'm sure Captain
Just
Ray.
joking, folks. Just
I'm sure
joking.
Captain Ray knows her name because he was trying to set her up with Ken Hoffbauer. But anyways,
Okay.
she took all of our drink orders, never wrote it down, got them all right. She took all of our meal orders. This is 12 people. Got them all right. Came back in one time to ask, I did order fries, right? And I said, yes. Got it all right. Then brought all of our checks to us and got them all right and never wrote one thing down.
Wow.
Did
She's a
she have a
professional.
headset on?
Do what?
Did she have a headset on? Or
No,
that you
not that
could
I
tell?
could, not that we could see. She was just that good. She was just
Wow.
really, I don't know what her
Thank you,
trick was,
Chris.
but it was good. So said she was single and 25. Yeah, that's right. Mike was there. He was
I
there. So
remember being single at 25. That was a good time.
yeah, well,
That
most of
was
the
a
people
great
at that
time.
most of the people at that table, she'd probably give a heart attack to.
And
Well,
yeah,
next time you guys are
Alex is
down
also in
there,
the chat.
Morgan,
next time you
okay, it
guys are
was.
down there, you got to go to
Yeah,
the Rustic Inn for food if you're in Fort Lauderdale.
yeah.
Okay.
Well,
That's a crab shack type of place.
oh, okay. Yeah,
Seafood.
Alex is in the house as well.
You were still. This restaurant was still in Stewart, right? The Castaways.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It was
Where
in
was
Stewart.
Castaways? Was it downtown or was it near the water or?
I have no clue. I rode with Bo
Yeah,
Sharp and
you were
wherever
on
he
for the
steered the
ride. Yeah,
car.
yeah.
I wouldn't know one end of that town from the other. But so yeah, it was a real nice place and they
Wait
had
a
some
minute.
good food.
A 25-year-old waitress told a bunch of old men that she was single. Something tells me she is working on the tip.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about it. She was working that tip and
Working
she
that
worked
tip. I don't
and
blame her. I don't
she
blame her.
got she got a good tip, I guarantee you, and she worked it well. That's she was, but she earned it too because having to put up with us.
Oh, apparently they frequent that place. Because hang on, I got one more comment, and then we'll see. Uncle Bill saying, "Oh, Morgan is great, not was is." So apparently they go to her often.
Oh,
Well,
okay,
Uncle Bill lives in that. He's local.
yeah,
Yeah, so that's what they said. So that's cool. Yes,
yeah,
good servers are unbelievably hard to come by.
yeah,
It's an
yeah,
art, and they should be paid better for it.
yeah, yeah, and I got to hang out with Bill and Jim Beauchart, and you know, yeah. To be honest, there wasn't a lot of flying going on that, especially on Saturday. There was more on Friday evening or Friday afternoon and Friday morning, and then again on Sunday. And on Sunday, I went with Rodney Bell to fly with him and do the FPV
Yeah,
stuff,
PV
and
guys. Yeah.
hung out with. Got to watch a spectacular crash. If you haven't seen Lawrence's video, you need to
Oh
see it
wow.
because the bell of his motor came off. He was
Oh
he was
no.
he was diving these two grain elevators, and
Mm-hmm.
he's only about a third of the way down. They're probably 150, 200 feet high, and the bell of his motor just popped off, and it just
Oh,
did a tumble to the.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
he
You heard it
must
go
have.
thunk,
He must have
but
hit pretty hard to pop the bell off.
well, no, the bell popped off in flight.
Oh, okay, okay,
It just disintegrated in flight, and
right.
he tumbled all the way down, and then
Yeah, exactly.
buried it into the. Actually, he didn't do any more damage. That was the only damage. It didn't hurt the frame or anything. It was an FPV drone, so you know, you would expect it to survive that. But so all he's having to do is replace that motor, and it was good to fly again. So
Yeah, see, they're telling you it's on Jensen
Yeah,
Beach,
that's
Florida.
where all the good places are. That's down where the place we had the official meal at on Saturday night was in that area.
I noticed there's a lot of nice VRBOs down there too.
Oh yeah.
Did
Yeah.
you guys stay in a VRBO or were you all in a
No,
hotel?
they all were in the same hotel.
We
No,
stay
we
at we stay at the Hampton Inn of Stewart. Captain Ray got a group rate, so it was only like $130 a room. So it
yeah.
was
Can't
pretty
beat
good.
that.
Well, for 2 nights, and then it was full price after that.
Well, actually, if you called ahead of time,
Well,
you could get Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night at that rate at one point.
right, and I would have been able to, except that I was picking up somebody who'd only made a 2-day reservation. He couldn't make it, so
Yeah,
I didn't want him to get hung on the room. So I took it and then stayed 2 extra days,
right.
and that was no problem. I mean, it just a little bit more expensive, but
Yeah,
Oh,
and
there.
people split rooms. That was only like about what about $70 a person if you're splitting.
Okay, now the question is, what kind of tip?
what kind of tip? I don't know, but I expect I know she made probably close to $200 at
Well,
least.
see, they were all doing it. See, one was like just a tip, and then the next one was what kind of tip. So I think that their minds were running a different direction.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It was
Anyway,
monetary, and it was monetary. Is all I can say.
she didn't go home with any. She was still single at the end of the night. Put it that way.
Yeah, she'd have killed all those old farts
And the
sitting
rent
around that
and the
table.
rent was paid for that, and the rent was paid for that month.
No,
Yeah,
Lloyd said she killed everybody sitting around the table.
yeah, they'd all died of a heart attack. All those old farts, because that's all it was. Well, Ken is 50. I guess he was a kid in the bunch.
Get your diamonds ready.
He's a young guy.
Yeah,
In Florida,
well,
at 50, you're just a pup in Florida, Lloyd.
yeah, well, yeah.
She'd
You know,
run
it's
around
like,
the table saying, "Look, I got free blue pills for everybody."
yeah, she was a very nice person, and
No, I don't want to
at
talk
the
about it that way because Bill
yeah,
knows her. She's a nice
yeah,
lady.
but at the end of the day, yeah, I forgot about little Shark was there too. Jordy, he was there,
Yeah,
and
Jordy was there. It was nice to meet him.
but the problem is with him is he just doesn't look like he's old enough. You know, he actually got carded at one of the places.
Yeah, didn't Jim say he's like 35 or something like
He's
that? Or
30. Yeah, he's 30, 32 or 35, but
yeah,
he looks like he's
he looks
about
like he's
17.
18. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, looks like a teenager. Like, but
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
And was there
but
anything that he missed or anything else y'all want to bring up?
Let's tell the story. I don't. Did you know this story? Because we got Uncle Bill in the chat here. You know, Uncle Bill live stream the event every year from totality. He does it from morning to the time it ends. So it's like a 10-hour live stream or something like that. But what happened is they hired entertainers to play music at the break. They were playing good old songs, a lot of songs Lloyd and I like from our era, or whatever. But what happened is Uncle Bill didn't stop the recording, and the video got taken down because they copyrighted this couple Beatles songs and Simon and Garfunkel
Oh
songs that he did or whatever,
wow,
you know.
that
And
sucks.
yeah, so
yeah,
Bill found out right when we were eating dinner at Flanagan's on Saturday night, and I think he came up with a workaround. Where he's going to go back and cut the music out, download
he
the
did.
video, cut all the musical segments out, and re-upload it. But of course, the chat was going then, I think, or whatever.
Yeah,
So
well,
I
he
felt
did.
bad for Billy. He put all that work in, and then he got taken
Yeah,
down. And
yeah,
Hey, Ron,
he downloaded it from StreamYards and cut out that 1 hour section and put it back up. So it was still eight
did
hours
ice
long.
did the ice cream truck ever show up? I remember hearing Captain Ray talking about he met an
I
ice cream
I
truck.
did not see the ice cream truck this year. It was there
Nope.
last year.
Okay.
It
No,
may
I
have been
never
there.
saw one.
It's a lot goes on, Randy. So just because I didn't see it doesn't mean it wasn't there. But I did not see it this year. And yeah. So anyhow, usually the musical entertainment is our good friend. Help me out from Georgia. He's in China now.
Is it Steve? No.
He does a live stream.
Dennis Lovely.
Dennis Lovelady usually does the music, but he's
Oh,
in China, so they hired an outside
oh yeah,
musical.
Dennis
We've
Lovelady.
never
Yeah,
had an
yeah,
outside musical source before, you know.
yeah,
So that was the issue. But yeah, it was Lord. I'm going to say to Lloyd, everybody was great. Loved seeing you there. A lot of people came up to you and said, "I'm glad I got to meet Lloyd or whatever." So I'm so glad you came or whatever. You made a lot of people's event by coming
well,
here.
it's what I needed to. I needed to kind of get out of
Yeah,
things and
yeah,
get away from it, and it allowed me to come back, and I got my head screwed on a little straighter, and
yeah.
ready to. I'm moving on. I'm able to at least. I can sit around and not bum everybody out now.
Right.
Yeah.
How
So
many people were down there ultimately?
Captain Ray said like 140, at the event on, on Saturday. Not all the people were there at the other events, but that day, whatever. I'm going to say I got to at least meet, I'm just throwing a number out, like maybe 25 people I've never met before or whatever. Some
yeah,
like Lloyd that I knew online, but I met people that I didn't even know online before or whatever. So, it really helps you put the name to the faces of a lot of people there in the chats and so on.
Well, if I go next year, I want to talk. I'm trying to talk my wife into getting a VRBO. I want to get like one with the screened-in pool and
Oh
What's a
yeah,
VRBO?
do it upright.
like Airbnb, that kind
Okay.
of thing.
Yeah, yeah. And
There's
there,
a
and there
place-
we have it. Angel has joined the fray here tonight.
How's
he
it
was
going, guys?
he was drinking some hot chocolate. So did you order the Avata 2 yet, Angel?
Nope.
You got to sell the FPV first, right? The potato.
You got the
Uh-huh.
potato?
He's got the potato. He's got the potato.
Not
Yeah,
not right
unfortunately.
now, but he has it in his inventory. Yeah,
Yeah, it's in his
Um,
inventory.
Well,
just down there.
Angel, you're gonna be much happier with the camera on the Avata 2 than the potato.
No, he's not. Hasn't ordered the Avata 2. He's gonna. I don't know if he really plans to or not. I was just making
I'm
a
not
joke.
really planning on doing it because, we have this thing called a wedding coming up, so we
Oh
gotta.
yeah,
okay.
that's right.
My condolences.
Oh, whoa!
No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Whoa!
And here,
Congratulations, man.
here it is. Ride the angel wave.
There you go.
The Ron Brown quote that never is always there. Angel needs to have a shirt that says "Ride the Angel Wave."
Ride
It
the
needs to
angel
be-
wave all the way to the wedding.
He,
Oh, Tony.
no,
There you
he,
go,
no, yeah,
there you
he
go.
needs no. What he needs to do is he has it like a T-shirt under on everything, and then when him and the girlfriend get home, he goes, "Baby, I got this just for you."
There you go. There you go.
And she's like, "Oh, okay. So it's some ceremony now. Okay." Anyway, Dale, hello, Angel, hello. All right. So Tony hired the band.
Yeah.
Tony hired the man.
What's Tony Tropic? I don't
Tony
know his
Tropic.
real name, but Tony Tropic.
Yep. Wait, Uncle Bill's
And Tony
asking.
Tropic always provides all the audio gear, even when Lloyd does it. No, not Lloyd.
He hasn't watched in a
Dennis.
while,
When
Angel.
Dennis does it, Tony provides all the audio, the speakers, and all that gear, the wiring.
Yeah, but Angel's no longer in the bedroom. He's in the old office.
In the
good.
office, yeah.
The office.
Now is that an upgrade, Angel?
Which just in a different place.
This was a Airbnb unit before,
Okay.
and then our landlord, I guess the company that we were using is no longer doing it, so we got to take the space back and make it an office.
Oh,
No.
good.
We're
Now,
boring
It's
down.
nice.
and
Yeah.
Bill, don't knock the bedroom. Billy Kyle started in the bedroom, and look where he is.
Well, he was when he started with us. He was like his first year of college, and he was still living at home. And I
Right.
think that it was because they wouldn't let freshmen couldn't live on campus the first year,
Okay. Yeah.
or something like that, or they couldn't. I don't know how it worked, but yeah, he had to wait 1 year before he could get his place.
But even not even some live streams. But remember his Phantom 4 videos. A lot of those were in the bedroom.
Yeah. Well, and then he set up the room down in his mom's basement.
Later on, yeah.
Yeah, and
yeah.
set it up, and then he got his own place. Anyway, we're not this okay. Yeah. Okay, so have we,
And Billy Kyle, Ken Dono were both there. If you wanted to see some celebrity droners, Lord, you got to meet both of them, right?
but did I
Yeah.
not? Okay, go ahead. Thank you very much, Dan. Appreciate it. But didn't
Yeah,
I tell
Dan,
you?
Dan was there. Got to meet Dan.
Didn't before, but before you, I told you before you even went down there. I said you all are going to see the Avata 2 when you got there. And what did you see when you got there, Ron?
Well, I can't confirm or deny seeing anything.
He's under NDA.
I'm under NDA.
Nobody's under NDA now.
You know,
came-
we don't want to give up any sources lest DJI might hear about it and say, "Hey, we're not going to send anything."
Well,
to
I
you."
even-
We're gonna say Ron Lloyd drones anymore.
One of those sources wasn't even supposed to show up, and I predicted, yes, he will be there, and I told him so.
Yeah.
But anyway,
and I was very glad I got to meet those two guys. 'Cause
Done, buddy.
but yeah, meeting Dan and meeting Ken
Well,
Dono and meeting Billy Kyle and Lon Denard. Those were some of the highlights, along with Ron and Captain Ray, and of course Bill. I wouldn't have had a ride back if it hadn't been for Bill. I'd been
Well,
thumbing it to Fort Lauderdale.
that's cool.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm just glad that you got to go, considering everything. I'm glad that you got to go down there and and spend some time with some friends.
yeah.
So that's cool. Hey, wait a minute. It's like rolling, rolling, rolling. Okay, now, Angel, here's your
Yes,
question. Is the wizard behind the folding partition?
they are behind the folding partition.
So the great and powerful Oz is behind the partition.
Yes, they are.
Angel, you're the only one in the streaming game that has a petition, I believe.
Oh
Yeah, I need to
yeah.
get me one of those.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, where can we get a petition? I'd like
I
to
have no idea. This came with the house,
have
so it's ours now. Usually, I had it I had it with the white side, but I just pulled it out. It's been sitting against the wall since the last time we did the show.
Oh, you redecorated a little bit for us.
No,
So
he's
yeah,
just
and there's yeah, we have my daughter's like drum kit back there. We moved
Oh,
it
okay.
down
Oh,
there, so
yeah, yeah.
we can
Cool.
jam out. We can do whatever.
I bet you the Avata 2's behind there too. He's just not telling us.
Okay, does anybody want to talk about the Insta 360 X4, or do we really care about 3D photography
Well, I
and
mean, it
video?
is an exciting product. I mean, it really is. It's the first update they've done in a while that really has me thinking about getting
Well,
it.
I was noticing that when Marcus was on with Johnny earlier, I mean, I'm kind of the same opinion that he is. It's just 3D doesn't seem to be my thing. It's not something that I'm really interested in. I mean, I've seen some cool videos, but I can't think of what I would use it for regularly enough to justify the investment. I guess is what I'm saying.
Well, it's all the reframing. You know what I mean? You just shoot. You don't aim it. You just shoot it, and then you reframe and post what you want to show. So if you were at some kind of event where you don't know where to point the camera, you just get everything and you pick and choose in the editing process what to reframe and focus in on. That's the beauty of the device. So, but the quality of the video coming out of the Insta360 cameras were always much less than your action cameras. So this one with the 8K, it kind of it kind of levels the game up for the quality, puts it back on the
Probably
same level with
rested.
the GoPros and the actions and so on.
Okay, I'll go.
Not to change the subject too much, but to go along with any of that, I actually ended up using the DJI Mic 2 stuff this week, and I gotta say, I really do like those.
Oh, that's a good kit, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if you have the mic 1 already, do you think it's a necessary upgrade?
Much better. I think here's.
Um,
Go
yeah.
ahead, Ron. Tell me what's up
Not
to you.
not 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 necessary unless you want the wireless capabilities to pair it with the Action 4 and the what's the Pocket 3. You
Okay.
can wirelessly pair them up without having to stick the thing in the side. If you don't
What?
care about sticking the receiver in the side of a device, you just stay with the Mic 1.
Yeah, I have the Action 3 anyway, so it probably
If you
wouldn't.
don't care about sticking it from the side,
I mean, there's a 32-bit floating, and
Yep. Yep.
the audio recording without the actual, our camera turned on or anything.
Well, you
But
could
I'm-
for the Mic 1 you could record straight into the mic without
Yeah.
connected to anything. So, but the 32-bit float is definitely new. The Mic 2 has better noise reduction. Um, there's definitely reasons to upgrade, but a must upgrade, I'm not sure. I would use the word must or have to.
Like the sound quality is not like incredibly better. Is what?
It's taking 32-bit float out of the equation is better, but not miles better.
Okay.
I mean, it all depends. You're probably like me. You're probably doing most recording out in the field where it's windy and noisy. So that's where the Mic 2 comes in handy. If you're recording indoors with no wind or distraction, probably doesn't mean a whole lot. But outdoors, it could be a nice upgrade.
Okay.
I was out doing stuff on a range, and it was windy, and it sounds absolutely fabulous.
Oh yeah, yeah. Sometimes you could. I mean, I've got to eliminate too much noise. One time I had it out the beach in the winter when it was so windy you couldn't hear anything, and it took too much noise out. It sounded like I was overdubbing from inside. That's how good a noise reduction
You
is.
guys are making it sound pretty good.
And I think if you have the Mic One, you can sell the Mic One off for enough that the upgrade doesn't cost you that much.
Right.
I mean, the way I was using it was I took one mic, slapped it on the guy, pressed record, walked over. When I was ready to film, I turned my camera on. The receiver turned on automatically. I pushed the recorder, started recording everything. I turned it off, turned the camera off, and he's still talking, gathering all that information. So I get little extra tidbits out of it. Turn the camera back on. It's still recording. Records right to the camera. Turn it back off. And the audio, I mean, I compared the audio of the WAV file and the whatever the camera had, and they're both really great. So,
Yeah,
and that was the mic with the wind muff on it.
yeah, yeah.
And then I just after 4 hours, I just swapped mic units
Yeah,
and
Right.
kept going. And those things will record internally. What 14 hours?
something like that. Yeah, I mean more than I would ever do in a day.
I've never used up more than like an hour, 2 hours.
I charge the thing up. Lots of times I don't. I charge up once a month or something.
Yeah.
Right.
And then just you put it back in the little case, and it charges back up, keeps
Yeah,
going.
yeah,
Yeah, it's very convenient.
yeah. I mean, I've never tried the Rode system, so I have nothing to compare it to. I've only ever had a cheap no name Rode mic before, but it's so good that I'm not even looking at anything else.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, what's up, Mike? Good to see you. So, what do you all think? Let me do this real quick, and I will get back to
And,
sharing
and
the
to
chat.
top it off, Bill, the Insta360 X4 is $499, which is about a $50 upgrade, a price hike from the
Old one?
X3. So you're paying a little. We got been a couple of years. We got inflation, all that. So it is getting kind of pricey, much higher than the latest action cameras.
Okay.
So that's
So,
a con. It's not cheap.
okay. Definitely something to keep in mind. I do know that people were not really happy with that big 1 inch sensor that they came out with. That it was just too bulky and it didn't really get the job done the way people felt about it. So,
And this one, this 8KX4, it is bigger than the previous model. Not as big as the one you referred to, the 1 inch, but it has grown in size. It also has grown in battery life too. So, it's
The
pros and
1 inch one
cons
was the
there.
RS one.
Pardon?
The RS one.
Yes, yes.
well, no, I'm talking about the big handheld one, not the RS1 that was modular.
Yeah, I can't remember
I can't
the
remember
name
what
of that.
model that one
Yeah,
was.
and that's
Wasn't the
that was
RS1 the modular one?
and that was even more that was aimed at professionals, Bill, more than consumers.
But I still don't think it really worked as well as everybody had hoped it would.
No, no, that seems to be the no, it didn't work well enough for the 899 price point.
Shoot.
So what do we think of this? Let me go ahead and
Yeah, pop that guy up there.
this is the. I think Herman was bringing it up earlier. Ron, you posted something about it.
Yeah.
Dale was mentioning some
The Kermit drone.
backstory on it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what happened to all the Mavic 3s.
They all turn green.
Yeah, John Deere drones.
The Kermit drone.
But what's
And
supposed?
Zoo.
Go ahead.
And Zoo Robotics.
And supposedly this is going, and a lot of people are thinking that this is going to run with DJI, but I swear to me, it looks a lot like DJI, doesn't it? To
So
you
and
all?
Zoo Robotics has licensed the hardware, and then they're putting their own software on it. All the hardware is actually made in Malaysia, and then brought into the U.S. where, in partnership with a Loft, I think it is.
Uh-huh.
I saw that too.
They
Yeah.
put in all the software embedded in there, and then it works with a Loft, kind of like Flight Hub would. And right now they're only doing they're They said they tried. They did so hard to not say anything about DJI at all. They just said they licensed the hardware and have it manufactured in Malaysia, brought it to the U.S., and they called it the Raptor, which is the Enterprise with a RTK module and a speaker option, and then they have the Raptor T, which is a thermal version, which actually makes me think about the Spectra, if that was really a licensed Air 3.
Right.
Where are they based
It
out
may
of?
have been.
U.S.
They're in the U.S. I don't know if they're in Utah because that's where Randall's at, or if they're in
Yeah.
another.
Let me
Randy,
switch
I'm going to
this.
answer that question. I think they're incorporated in Delaware, and Randy knows what that means. It would be like
Yeah, of
local
course.
guys or whatever. Delaware is
Yeah.
like almost like a new tax place to incorporate.
Yeah, it's like Bahamas or something.
Yeah. Randy lives right down the street from Newark, Delaware, right?
Yep, about 10 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, here's their actual website. And you can see it right here. I'll go ahead and let me make it
Yeah,
large.
and Dale put out there the rumor is Randall Warden is the former CEO or whatever of Altel has something to do with this company.
He is. I mean, Randall's been out in this business for 10 years. He worked for Drones Plus, then he worked for DJI, then FLIR, and then he did a 6-week stint at Autel Robotics, and then he worked for Workhorse, which is a drone delivery company for the last number of months. But I don't know. He said they've been working on this thing for 15 months.
Wow.
And so that was on I don't know if it was a dealer webinar or whatever, but I was invited to it and watched it today. So
So
It
basically,
looks like an Air 3 and Mavic 3.
and look at 9-mile range,
it's
56x
equivalent of a
hybrid
Mavic 3
zoom.
Enterprise and a Mavic 3 Thermal. That's the two models it's after. And then Bill, I think I sent you the prices
Oh, did you? I didn't look.
in the group.
Let me look.
I
Are
think
they competitive with DJI pricing?
thermal model is $75.99. Uh, non-thermal
Oh, yeah.
model, I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah,
Five something.
$75.99, and then yeah, you said licensed. They licensed the hardware, made in Malaysia, airlift software or loft software. And then Caleb said something about Malaysia with Chinese chips, servers hosted in the U.S., just like the DJI one. And so it's just like,
It's not presently NDAA compliant.
oh, that's an interesting one right there. So they may not have dodged a bullet like they're thinking, maybe.
Well, there's some people who just where the entities are saying we don't want Chinese-made drones. Well, they're not technically Chinese-made drones. They're not by a Chinese-made owned company in any sense of the place. The hardware has been licensed out. Hardware
Yeah.
design.
I totally. So that's what's so crazy is it seems odd that because isn't DJI just going to have to like hand over their plans to somebody to build them, or are they going to try to find some way to shadow their way into their plant in Malaysia?
Good question.
Yeah.
I don't have an answer. They said they're doing pin testing on all the hardware that they have, and dealers will have them in their hands shortly, shipping them.
Oh wow.
Well, Dale, what will this do to DJI's profit margins? They have to license all this technology out to other people. Will they still make the same profit they do selling them direct?
My insight, my thought process is that they're going to license the older technology out
Okay.
as they release new stuff.
Gotcha. So they're double dipping then. They're making all that licensing money off the old stuff and then still selling new stuff at a premium price.
Well, let's just say hypothetically there's a Mavic 4 Enterprise that comes out.
Okay.
Let's just say in September, since that's a good date.
There's a good date. Yeah.
I have no insight on this.
Right.
I'm just hypothetically saying they do that. Well, okay, so now they have this Mavic, the Raptor T or Mavic Raptor licensed off, right?
Yeah.
They'll keep selling. They'll finish off the Mavic 3 Thermal or Mavic 3 Enterprise, right? And they'll jump to the Mavic 4. But they'll, in a year then think about licensing that. Maybe even
It
longer
makes
than
sense.
that, maybe 18 months.
Yeah.
It makes a
And
lot of
even
sense.
once that license gets out there, it took them 15 months to get Raptor where it's at right now.
Okay.
So it'll take a while for the next version to come out.
And also what we need to think about, like Dale was pointing out, that this is about to go to reviewers' hands or whatever, so that they can see what it's like and everything. And then the product's going to go on sale. And if these products are as similar as we think to the present day models that everybody's talking about that's still selling like hotcakes, in order for DJI to step up again, they will have to release a new model.
Right.
Because this is going to be out there. We all looked at it. It's a Mavic 3. Okay? It's set up the same way as the Enterprise drones are, or very, very close. So the only way to maintain their edge is going to be to come out with another product that is superior to it. And people will just settle for this other drone.
I mean, think about it. When the Mavic 2 Pro was out there, the Mavic 2 Pro is steps up from the Mavic Pro, even with the
Yes.
obstacle avoidance and stuff. And
Yes.
then you throw out the Mavic 3 series out there, and it just adds and adds and adds. So now what's next? The question did get asked: like, are there other models, larger models that might be coming on the Anzu timeline? And right now, it's just we're starting off with these two models and going with it.
So they could potentially go into the agricultural drones or whatnot somewhere down the road too.
Maybe not the ag. I was thinking more like the 300 series or something like that,
Okay.
or a 30 series. But it's right now it's not going to happen, according to Randall.
No influencers.
I don't think they'll give to influencers. They're giving it to like data testers, like pen testers, like try to hack it, try to see what they can do, track the software, track the data.
Right.
Oh, wait a minute. Mike says Randall Warner, CEO of Anis, has no interest in distributing any consumer drones.
Okay.
So my question, I'll probably see Randall next week, and my question is like, where's this name Anzu come from? And apparently in Japanese it means apricot. So I'm going to ask him if it means apricot drones, apricot robotics.
Yeah, could be.
Or in German, apparently Anzu means two. So like, is this second? Meaning DJI is one, Anzu is two.
I think Mike Wright just said in the chat they're based in Austin, Texas.
What was that?
Randall said they won't be sending any influencers.
Yeah, no geofencing.
But Bill, you got muted somehow.
No, I'm muted because the phone was ringing.
Oh, okay.
Randall said, he said, Randall said, no geofencing.
No
and he
geo.
said 2 distributors, drone nerds, who will sell them direct to other retailers.
Okay.
One is, so apparently we don't know the other seller. Randall said, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, and even with the other company, Cogito, I mean, they're sending their drones out to, I'm going to call it different influencers than DJI did. The people that got the whatever they call the Cogito Air 3 or whatever, like Jack from Half Chrome, and the people that don't usually get them from DJI are getting these Cogito ones.
Well, I just, like Andrew's saying, I appreciate that, but Dale would be the person that would know how to test all the bells and whistles on this better so than me.
Yeah.
So it would be really cool if they would send Dale one to at least check out if he wasn't going to be a distributor.
Yes.
The number 2 in the number 1 business.
Hey, Dale, let me ask you, of all the different, enterprise drones out there or whatever, well, so the DJI, what's the most popular model or whatever? What enterprise drone do most people look for or whatever? I mean,
it all depends on the use case, but the Mavic 3 thermals are pretty popular drone.
Okay, so thermal's like a thing that's really, they really look for. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. And what's the most popular thermal drone?
Oh, by far that. The Mavic 3 thermal.
Okay. And what's that go for Enterprise?
Just under 7,000.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is actually comparable because the T was, what did you tell me, was like
The Raptor was
$75.99.
75.99,
Yeah.
and the let's see, a Mavic 3 thermal. Biggest, most expensive thermal in the 2 year shield's 57. Sorry, yeah, 57.48.
Okay.
Folks, welcome into Enterprise Drone Therapy here.
Well, we've kind of run the gambit tonight. We've actually talked about how everybody, a lot of people were enamored with the Avata 2
Yes.
because basically 5 out of 6 people here have it.
And basically, it's hard to find somebody who hasn't ordered one.
Right, exactly. And then
Yeah.
now the thing about it is it's got, it's really difficult for me to consider, but I feel like I should go ahead and let the Air 2S go.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, because the batteries are already older. There's
Yeah.
no, I'm assuming they'll probably keep making batteries for a while.
You could buy I think DJI themselves refurb the batteries like $50 on Amazon or whatever. So that's no problem right now. It doesn't mean it won't end tomorrow, but right now you can get cheap official DJI batteries from DJI for the Air 2S.
Right, but also something else that Marcus was pointing out when he was on with Johnny earlier, or maybe it was Johnny, I'm not sure which one it was, but it technically with that big that big sensor that it's got on there from the
Yeah.
Air 3,
Yeah.
it's a backup camera drone as well, and you can get a different kind of shot with it. You can start from 200 feet in the sky and come all the way down for a really close cinematic look all in one shot if you wanted to.
Right.
You got the Mini 4 Pro, right, Bill? Yeah, I'd sell the Air 2S. You don't really need it.
I mean, I love because the color the biggest reason I've hung on to it now is it seems like the color science is different on the Air 2S than it is on the drones past that. Even the Mavic 3 seems to have a even though it's Hasselblad, it seems like that the color science is different from let's say the Mavic 2 Pro.
Yes.
And
Yeah, the Air 2S's color profile is unique. No the drone in the line looks like the Air 2S.
yeah, exactly, and that's and it reminds me, really and truthfully, it reminds me of a Phantom 4, the Phantom 4 Pro, when it would take. That's why I like it so much because I wish I'd never sold my Phantom 4 Pro. I wish I had gotten the V2 with the and all that, but
OcuSync and all that. Yeah.
How often have you flown the Air 2S, like in the past year?
7 or 8 times.
Yeah,
In the backyard.
Yeah, pretty
I'd
much.
sell it. That's just me.
Yeah, I mean,
listen to Angel. Angel's trying to
Hey, because
in
I
the
know.
backyard.
Well,
In
I'm
the
saying
backyard.
you might have flown it the last time I flew with you. You did fly it.
yeah,
You
I
put
mean,
the Mavic 3 up and you put the Air 2 up.
Randy, the advantage of the
Yeah.
Air 2S for a lot of people, maybe not anybody in the pound here, since it's it has the SDK kit and all, you could run all those mapping apps and everything through it over. You can do a lot of things in the Air 2S you can't do in the more locked down modern drones.
Oh, I was thinking about putting mine casing all up probably 650, maybe 600. It would go poof.
Yeah. Yeah, there's probably a lot of Air 2S's out there. If you
Yeah,
look
but
at
I can
one,
totally
it can't burn too much. Yeah.
I'm just sitting here thinking, I'm gonna because I've flown it more than enough to get my money out of it.
Yeah, but
And
still, I mean, you still got things. Even the modern drones. I mean, it can still shoot what 5K D-Log M video.
Oh,
They still got some tricks up the sleeves that some of the newer drones don't have in the price range.
Mike's letting me know. He's like,
Yeah, Mike. Mike Walton, you can't pull that away from old Mike.
oh, yeah, I know.
I might have somebody who might be interested in the Air 2S's.
There you go.
Because we sold ours, our last unit a few weeks ago, and they were asking if we had any more. Yeah,
And you know, Bill, like for traveling, you know, the Air 2S is considerably smaller than the Air 3, so it kind of fits in your bags a little bit
Yeah.
better. It's because the size is nicer on the Air 2S.
But the Mini 4 Pro fits even better.
Right,
I
right.
think
But guess what? The Mini 4 Pro doesn't fly as well in the hot winds as the Air 2S does.
Yeah, that's true, but I'm pretty sure that it'll stay aloft and the gimbal will handle anything else.
Well,
Bill, you can sell me
if you want to stay
your Air
aloft, but
2S
if you
for
want to get,
650, okay?
if you really want to move
Well,
it
Then
let's
I'll
out
see,
turn
there,
around and sell it for more.
let's listen at Dale. Listen at Dale. I have to talk it over with the boss first. I have to talk it over with the boss first because she gets mad at me when I sell them. And I'm like, cause, and I'm this. Okay, hang on. I will go back to sharing stuff, but I want this is a philosophy I learned from. Let's see, what was it called? The greatest drone pilot in the United States, according to Ray Kelly, Mr. Ron T. Brown.
guilty is charged.
And here's the deal. He pointed out to me a long time ago, if your drone is just sitting on the shelf and you're not flying it and you're not charging, you're not cycling the batteries, you're letting that drone die. Let somebody else have some joy flying it.
Yeah, I just sold my DJI FPV because I hadn't flown it in like 6 months, and it was just sitting there. And I got a carbon quad, so that's what I go for when I want to fly FPV. So I was like, yeah, like you said, they'll die. The batteries will die. It's not
Yeah,
good
and
sitting around.
even though you guys are letting it sit in the shelf, the person you sold to, they may fly it every single day.
Exactly. Yeah, they may fly it more than I did to begin with.
Yeah.
So I totally understand that. And
And
yes, it
Bill,
would be good.
I've never sold a drone. You said about that you regret the Mavic 4. I've never sold a drone that I ever thought, well, I wish. You can just say I wish, but I mean, realistically, I never wanted to get a drone back that I sold off because whatever I have now is better than what I sold off in
Right.
almost every way.
I don't know. I still think that you could put up some like pano shots with the Phantom 4 Pro that would definitely rival some of what's out there today. You know, I'm
True,
just
but I mean, not the Mavic 3. You know, it has the same. You know, a
oh
bigger
yeah,
sensor. It
we're
takes
talking
great
about a bigger
or whatever. But sure, the Phantom 4 Pro with the 1-inch 4K 60 frames. So yeah, it probably can outshoot like the Mini 4 Pro or whatever. But that's probably all it can do better than the Mini 4
Dale,
Pro.
here we go. So we got about another 20 minutes or so. So
Yes,
we got 6 people here on the panel.
yes.
Let's brainstorm on what we're going to have in the Mavic 4. I know we've done this many times
Okay.
before, but now let's get serious since we
Oh
know
boy.
there's going to be some potentially rival for the coin change of DJI. Okay, I'm going to start off and I'm going to say this is Rod's global shutter.
Ooh,
Instead of a mechanical,
I'm going to say global because Rod
global's
still,
better. Yeah, global's better.
Rod had me convinced that global was better.
And let me start out with Chuck's big optical, moving zoom.
With what size sensor?
Well, it could be on the 4/3.
Ooh, so you're gonna put two 4/3. So what's gonna be your main camera? What your main sensor?
Well, but if I have an optical zoom, I don't need any other cameras.
Oh well, true. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay, Dale, what do you think of it?
okay. So my thought is they'll have multiple versions with different cameras on it, non-interchangeable.
That's
But
what I was going to say.
they probably will have on the main body something like the RTK, like the Inspire 3 has, where you can do that motion control repeated so that you can do some of those kind of crazy shots where they make people move around.
Oh yeah.
Like
Okay.
do a half orbit, you do something, now you'd say repeat and it does it again. The same path.
Yeah, and then you can have, and then the first time they can just be standing in one spot, and then the second time you can make it look like they're up higher in the air, or they can jump. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and it looks almost like they're frozen in time.
Yeah.
Like that.
Well, that's kind of cool. That is kind of cool.
Definitely 04.
Oh,
Granted,
yeah.
I don't think they'll do swappable cameras. I think they'll just have different cameras on different versions of the drone.
So but is it going to be a standard? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just rolling through everything. I'm just rolling through everything to get caught up here. I dislike the multi cameras. I'd rather have the optical zoom.
The Pro Cut's gone with me.
Yeah.
Ain't getting
Well,
that.
here's what I was thinking. We'd still have the dual cams, and we would have a zoom, but instead of it being, because I know they love to put the multi cameras in there, but it would be a 1-inch zoom.
Well, that's good too.
I mean, it would be great just to put it on the 4/3. But my thing, what I'd be afraid of is what happens if you get halfway through and the mechanism breaks or something screws up, and every time you fly your drone, it's always stuck at 3x.
Well, that wouldn't be good.
DJI care refresh.
Yeah. Hey, Bill, the only problem I have with that is kind of like the current Mavic 3 Pro. You have like three cameras and they're all different. You have a 4/3, the 3X is like one over 1/3, and then the whatever the 7X is 1/2. I mean, the beauty of the Air 3 is both cameras are the same sensor size, so they look like it's come from the same camera. On drones like the Mavic 3 series or whatever, when you switch the things, it doesn't look like it's the same camera shooting it, and it isn't.
Yeah, that's true. It's
Where
obvious.
the Air 3, you don't have that problem. It's two different cameras, but they're the same sensor, same color science. The only thing is the what do you call it? The aperture is wider
yeah.
or is better, or, well, better, whatever you say, on the wide angle, so you get more low light on that. But of course, if you're filming in the middle of the day, that's a non-factor. That the 3X is a 2.8. So I would like to see something like that happen with it. The Mavic 4 is the cameras start to look like they're from the same drone when you're trying to edit your footage together.
Yeah.
And so we know that we're going to have. What if we had more f-stops? Would that be possible?
Well, let me ask Dale here. Now I kind of forget. I know, of course, you have your variable aperture on the main 4/3 camera, but can you vary the aperture on the other cameras?
On the mechanical, I think I think you can.
On the 3X and the 7X, you can change the aperture even on those cameras.
Ooh, I'm not positive.
Yeah, I'm not positive either. I mean, I had the original fan through the 7X, and I don't ever remember being able to change the aperture on the 7X.
Yeah, I don't know.
So yeah, that's another thing, Bill. Yeah, and that's why I would like to see the cameras be more similar. I got one I can change aperture, one I can, or whatever. I mean, like I don't want to feel like I'm flying three different drones just because I want to change the range.
Well, I guess what's confusing is I would think that the color science for each one of those sensors, since it's coming from DJI and it's not Hasselblad, that they would all be the same unless there's something to do with how they process the color is differently. Like there might be a Sony sensor and another kind of sensor and another kind of sensor. I don't know. That's the only explanation I could come up with.
Yeah, and the color science on the Air 3 is the same on each camera, but that's not the case with the Mavic 3 Pro.
They'll probably make that happen. They probably saw that error and will fix that.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to come out with a Mavic 4 anyway, so
That's what I mean.
they're going to fix it in the new one.
Yeah, they're not going backwards.
And of course, we know we must have AI on board in the new drone.
They'll probably call it the Mavic 4 AI, Bill.
Well, I was trying to think of, like, you know how they've kept adding different automations and stuff, and then at one point there was the boomerang and stuff. Now they might have something where you can fly something and it's going to automatically capture the different zooms of the cameras, and then it'll create a little short clip for you that you can just push one button and here's a 30-second reel that exports out of there that's already done.
Our new quick shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's gonna it'll while it processes, as soon as it gets done, shows you the replay. You say yes or no. You press a button, social media, bang.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think the most important thing about the Mavic 4 will be, will I have to get a second mortgage to buy it or not?
Gee.
Oh, that.
That's
It's
the
going to
most
be.
important thing on a
I would say
Mavic 4.
yes. I would
Do
say
you think
yes.
there's going to be the same iterations like this? There's going to be the Mavic 4. Then there's going to be, what was the second? The Mavic
Classic,
Classic.
classic,
And then,
the
They won't do
Pro.
it. I don't think they'll do a classic again.
No, it's a one and done on the Classic.
well, see, that's what you're wanting, Ron, except you want to add a zoom just to
Yeah,
that
I want a
one
Classic, but give me that optical zoom. I only
on
need
that
one
one
camera, and the
sensor.
one camera I want is the 4-third. I don't want the other cameras. If I'm buying a
Does it make
4-third
sense?
drone, I want to shoot everything in 4-thirds. I don't want to only shoot some of the footage in 4-third. I want it all in 4-thirds.
Ron's really concerned about how they fucked up on the color signs on those other sensors.
Well, again,
I mean, I get what he's saying. He's right.
We
It
waited all these
does.
years to get a 4-thirds camera, and then they give us, then they give us a Mavic Pro with two out of three cameras aren't 4-thirds.
And like you said, when you push the zoom, all the color bleeds out, and it just looks like one of your great grandmother's pictures.
From the
And you're like,
1960s
is
or
that
whatever,
Uncle
yeah.
Frank?
Yeah.
You got to throw it in AI, and AI's like, I don't know, I can't make nothing out of this.
Yeah. AI spits it back out.
Yeah, it's like,
Don't,
nope.
don't give it to Gemini.
I don't know. Kind of. Well, anyway, that's what we were talking about. Does anybody in the chat say, "Oh, parrot with AI"? Yeah. Yes. Exactly. The U.S. Enterprise parrot class.
Parrot class.
Yeah.
I'll say this much: if Anzu delivers, Parrot's not going to have a market anymore.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, maybe Parrot could get back into consumer drones then.
I don't think parrot would be done. Period. I don't
The only
think
thing Parrot wants to do is sell to the military.
And
Yeah.
get those government contracts.
That's why they sold the Aggie or sold their Sids Fly to Ag Eagle,
Okay.
and they're not doing consumer stuff at all.
I'm still waiting for the Anafi 2, Dale.
No,
No, we're
I mean,
done with
if
all
anything,
that.
it'll be Parrot and Nafi too. Or USA. It won't be. There won't be a consumer version.
Well, see that's what sucks about the whole thing, and I'm not trying to be negative. We all did great tonight. That was fantastic. But if they get rid of DJI, they've pretty much made us all having to fly like FPV
Skydios.
drones.
Skydios or you mean
They get
Well,
rid
I
of
still-
DJI. I'm done flying drones.
That's the whole point, man. I mean, it seems like that's just the end goal to begin with, is they don't want people flying for fun. But that's a different show, which I would bring up in the future, because I totally understand how some people. I personally think that there should be a recreational flight and a 107 flight. And I think if you walk out the door and you intend to fly recreational, you all follow the same exact rules as a recreational pilot would. And that there's no difference because you have a 107. And then if you have a 107 pilot license, I think that benefit gives you the right to earn money professionally. And that's just me. Because I still remember the days when recreational pilots had very similar rules to what 107 pilots had. We could get 400 feet above, around everything. And there was no reason whatsoever to take that away from us. No one abused it. No one did anything that caused harm. No one did anything justifiable to take that away. And the way it was put to me was hey, we're doing this and we should get some benefit for it. And I'm sitting here thinking, hey, I take care of people for a living. That doesn't mean I can go into the hospital and say, can I get a 50% off on that x-ray?
Right.
They don't do that, man,
No.
just because I work in the
Not
same
how it
field.
works, yeah.
And I'm like, I totally get it, but I think that it would be easier because if anybody saw, Greg came out with a video probably about 4 months ago, 5 months ago that says, is it recreational or is it 107? It was kind of like a game show quiz.
Mm-hmm.
And Greg kept getting it wrong because there was so much gray area and stipulations that made it one thing or the other. And most of them, you had to have a 107 license in order to do them. Even just trying to be, kind.
Yeah.
Okay, go Dale.
Can I just throw something out here that will make your maybe minds bend a little bit?
Yes, Ben.
As you guys know, we moved our location. Well, I was ended up coming to the old location to finish cleaning up some stuff last week, and randomly a manufacturer stopped by a manufacturer of drone components stopped by our shop, and I was like, "Wow, this is like we're talking about the camera or whatever, blah blah blah," and I said something about Autel, and they're like, "Oh, well, they're in big trouble with the Chinese government right now." So they've had a whole bunch of stuff of theirs on export restriction, and they're not letting them export any parts and different components and stuff, even to Vietnam,
Oh
because
wow.
they're in trouble because of the whole thing with Russia.
Oh wow.
Interesting.
Wow.
And they didn't really have much more to say than that, but that's what they said. Yeah, yeah, the owner's in big trouble with the government right now.
Wow. That's bad news.
And
Especially
so
over there.
that's why possibly some things have been delayed coming out of for Autel.
Wow, though. That's heavy duty though. I don't think I'd want to.
And I don't know if you guys saw, they did a firmware release update or whatever, a geofencing update that said they were locking out Russia, Ukraine, and Taiwan as conflict regions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you can't. All those areas are geolocked.
Wow.
Oh, and where Altel products don't have any geolocks on their products.
Normally.
They do it now after
They do now.
in Russia,
Oh.
Ukraine, and Taiwan.
Oh wow.
But not in your backyard.
Conflict regions.
It's
Yeah.
conflict.
Wow. Wow.
But
Boy,
it was the most random thing to have them stop by, because they're like, yeah, we were meeting with this and we were driving to Seattle, so we thought we'd stop by. And I'm like, you're lucky you even found me, because
and then to just drop that like that.
well, I said, you're talking about DJI because that's primarily who they work with, and I brought up Autel, and
They went, by the way. And you're like, well, because I was like, the minute you said that, I was like, put my jaw back up because my jaw hit the floor.
so something everybody can think about.
Yeah. Well, that's what we don't have any. We won't like. That's what I said. They're just going to kick us out of the sky, and that's it. That'd be it. We'd be
Well,
done.
I mean, they may be trying to kick it out of the sky, but they're not doing very well since DJI keeps getting their products approved by the FCC right and left here. I mean, the Avata didn't seem to have any trouble getting approved. The Avata too. So,
Yeah. But that's why I'm saying. That's why I expect DJI to start throwing tons out. Yes, Dale.
Well, they've been and not they've been throwing tons. Look at all the stuff they threw out last year, Bill. They've been doing it.
No, I'm talking about now that the heat's on even more.
I think our ex guy, our leaker, whoever he is, mentioned something about he popped the top on the Avata 2, and there's like a USB port there.
Ooh.
Oh, really?
And I had heard rumor said something about they were going to put like a glass break thing on it, like a Brink drone, to kind of compete against what Brink was doing.
You talking about the Avata too?
Yeah, on the Avata 2.
Yeah, if you watch
pop the top, there's like a USB-C connector right there.
if you watch Mad's Tech, he actually took it and tore it completely down to just the frame. It's pretty difficult to repair from what it looks like.
Right, but what he was saying though, Dale's talking about, how you see those things and you pop it like on the window and it just breaks the glass. They're mounting that on that drone, and you could put that on the drone and pop glass with it.
But there's a USB port or a USB-C port on the top of the Avata underneath the cover. So if you had a different cover on it.
Yeah, I want to make an announcement. We just had a donation from Ken Herron to Lloyd's presidential fund. So so they'll be collecting taxes on that, Lloyd.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but it's coming to my account, so they'll be charging me taxes, and I'll go ahead and pay Lloyd full. I'll pay Lloyd full.
It's very kind of you, Bill.
And Lord, you see a good chance this year. I heard somebody say that 70% of the people in this country don't want Biden or Trump. So that's a wide gap for you to sneak in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think. I think everybody's just like, oh my God, what are we gonna do?
They've been
Yeah.
looking for a new
Like,
presentation. They'd be
I'm
looking.
as I'm as good a choice as anybody out there right at the moment, to be honest.
exactly, man.
Just,
What is
As,
your
as,
just
I,
Exactly.
as I
what is
heard
your
somebody say,
stance on
Lloyd,
drones?
you couldn't do any worse, right?
What do we do?
Thank
The,
yeah,
you.
really, yeah.
the lowest voter turnout
And
ever in the
and
recorded history.
I'm younger than most of the candidates that are running right now.
Much younger, Lloyd.
That's not saying a lot, but still.
Yeah, much
That's good
younger.
though. That's good.
It's a valid point.
Yeah, I would vote for Lloyd for president. That's it. Let's just all write in Lloyd and see if it
Now
works.
is Art running? Is your Art your running mate, Lloyd?
Yeah, Art is my running mate, and just so you know, Bucky will not be appointed to the cabinet. I don't care what Art asks. He's not part of the cabinet.
And he won't be that. What he won't be
I
your chief
admit
of
that's
staff.
funny as hell.
He'll probably make Congress, Lloyd.
Just appoint me the FAA administrator.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go. That's it. That's it.
Hey,
Exactly.
And I want everybody to see I'm open, fair, and honest about everything I do. I will take bribes from anybody, but I will admit to it, unlike the rest of the guys that will lie about it.
Yeah, I'll even pay taxes on them.
Yeah, and Lloyd, you will crush all this. All the people trying to get rid of drones, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. We're gonna drone. There'll be a drone in everybody's closet.
It'll be another amendment, right? The right to bear
The
a drone.
right to fly drones. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. We'll do away with the like what Bill said. The difference between the hobbyist and the Part 107. We'll just make it all one law.
Fly free, Lloyd.
Yeah,
Yeah, everybody can make money. No
yeah.
more
Make
testing. You
well,
take everybody. Everybody takes a trust test.
charge everybody evenly a
Oh.
$25
Whether
to
they
go
have a
online.
drone or not.
Yeah, well, $25 one-time fee for your license is good for your lifetime. You go online and take a test like the trust test. Matter of
Right.
fact, that would be the test.
There you go.
$25, take the trust test, your license, you're good for life. Don't have to renew it, you know.
Right. There you
Wait,
go.
wait.
There
Andrew's
you go, Lloyd.
already.
You get the whole drone community behind, and that would probably account for like a fraction of a vote, huh, or something.
Yeah,
It's
Ken
quarter of
needs
1% of a vote.
Hey, Lloyd, Ken needs diplomatic immunity.
Yeah, diplomatic dronunity.
yeah,
Immunity.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
And
Whatever
Yeah,
happened with our
Gary will be my
buddy
ambassador too.
Angel will be the drone czar.
But now,
Listen,
well, that's
guys,
true.
we got to
He
get
can
them
be the
Jones in
drone
sky
czar.
every single day,
Yeah.
even when it's raining.
Wait a minute. We'll do everybody. We'll have a national broadcast, and we'll get on, and Lloyd will go. All right, let's see how many drones we can get in the air today. Go.
We're going to try to make it cloudy here in Seattle, guys.
Yeah.
Let's go.
43,862.
Hey, I mean, I can't screw the government up any worse than it is already. So I mean, I figured, you know.
Wait a minute. Wait. Can I be Lloyd's ambassador to Canada? I don't know. You
Yes,
have to ask
Gary.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we won't need. Well, we have to do something about them border crossings.
What?
Well, yeah, I tell you what, man, that northern border was just porous this last couple of weeks because those Canadians were flooding through, and there were a bunch of them down there at the South Florida drone meetup.
That's what I'm saying, and I heard a
Yeah.
lot of them didn't even have papers.
Yeah,
But don't worry, Lloyd. We were tracking them with drones down there. We were tracking their project.
that is true. We were tracking them with drones. Yes. Yeah.
Hey guys, I got to run. I'll see you next
And
week.
is that time?
Yeah,
Thank
Bill,
you very
I got to
much.
run too.
Everybody's running. We're all running.
We're all
Right.
running.
We're all
I'm
running.
just walking
And Lloyd's
fast.
running for president. We're just running.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I just
I'm
want to say
walking fast.
thank you, everybody, for coming back. I appreciate it. The love felt fantastic. And please, if you didn't already, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you here next week. With that being said, live long and prosper. We'll see you next